Hello students, how are you all? I am Jay Patel from Vasis Vidyalaya and I am going to teach you 9th standard physics. Students, let's continue with our chapter number 9, force and laws of motion. And students, it is also called force and Newton's laws of motion because we have already learned Newton's 3 laws of motion in my earlier videos. Now students, in this video I would like to teach you that mathematical formula of Newton's second law of motion, that is also called F is equal to ma, or in the exam the question will come like that way, that derive the mathematical formula of second law of motion. So you have to derive that particular formula, F is equal to ma. In this video I am going to teach you some based on this F is equal to ma, and at this end of this video I am giving you certain questions that you have to write in your notebook and solve that particular questions. So before going to derive this equation F is equal to ma, students, let's just focus on Newton's second law of motion and momentum. So these two things are very important. So this is the statement F is equal to ma, that is Newton's second law of motion. And second, we have already learned about the momentum, but just I will revise what is momentum. So what is Newton's second law of motion? So the second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of the force. So this is Newton's second law of motion. This statement you have to learn, it will come in exam. So it means that this is in the word form, and if we write in a mathematical form, so that is equal to F is equal to ma. So this is the statement, and based on this one, in my last video we have also learned about certain examples based on the Newton's second law of motion. That examples are, so means a cricketer catch the ball at that time, he take his hand backward. Second, we have discussed that this athlete once, in the case of long jump or high jump, so he keep from some sand bed or cushion bed. And third, we have discussed about the seat belt. So this is just revision, students, that let's revise that first one. A fielder pulls his hand backward while catching a cricket ball coming with a great speed. So why he is doing so? Because to reduce the momentum of the ball with a little delay. So this is the reason, so he is not getting hurt. That's why he is take his hand backwards. So this is just a diagram I have to discuss. So if he is catch at that particular height, you can see in first example he get hurts, but at that you can see it in second figure, he taking his hand backward. So when he takes his hand backward side, so he increase the time and reduce the momentum. So that's why he did not get hurt. So this is the examples of Newton's second law of motion that you know very well. So students, that is the one thing that I want to discuss. And second, about the momentum. So what is momentum? You know very well now that momentum of an object is the product of its mass and velocity. So momentum is defined here P, and its product of mass and velocity means is m multiplied by v. So momentum P is equal to m multiplied by v. So that is called momentum. So P is momentum, m is mass of the body, and v is velocity or speed of the body. So that is the momentum. Because why I have revised these two terms on Newton's second law of motion statement as well as this definition of momentum, because it should be used it in our main equation, mathematical formula of second law of motion. So I hope you understood the statement of second law of motion as well as momentum. So now let's understand our main topic, mathematical formula of second law of motion, that is equal to F is equal to ma. So for deriving this equation, let's start with this statement. If an object of mass m is moving along a straight line with initial velocity u, means one object is there, it has mass m and it is moving on a straight line with a certain velocity, and its velocity is denoted with a u, and is accelerated to a velocity v in time t by applying a force F then throughout the time t. It means that suppose one object is moving with m mass and u velocity, and when force is applied on that particular object, its mass will remain same and it is change in velocity. So initially it is moving with u and finally it is moving with v. I am giving you one example, that suppose one bicycle is there, it has something 5 kg and moving with the 5 velocity. So its mass is 5 kg and it is moving with initial velocity, we can call 5 meter per second. And when now force is applied, it means the person will pedaling the bicycle or another person when pushes that particular bicycle, so its mass is remain same. So mass will be the 5 kg and it should be moving with the 7 meter per second. So that is his second velocity. So that is denoted with the v. And for moving from initial velocity 5 to final velocity 7, it takes certain time, and the main condition is that we have applied certain force. I hope you understood with this statement. Now let's continue. You can see it here. So we have to define the momentum for both the velocities. So here let's initial momentum of that particular object is denoted with P1. So that P1 is equal to mu. So here momentum means mass into velocity. So earlier its momentum mass is m and initial velocity is u. So its momentum will become m into P1 is equal to m into v. And after certain time, when it changes momentum, so its final momentum, or we can say the second momentum, is written as P2 is equal to m into v. M means mass of the object and v means final velocity. As per our definition, that momentum is equal to mass into velocity, product of its mass and velocity. So that's why we have to apply this definition here for both the momentum. Now students, let's continue with this one. So we have to find how much change will be there in the particular momentum. So change in momentum, so we have to find means final momentum minus initial momentum. So that is equal to P2 minus P1. So P2 means final momentum minus initial momentum. P1 means initial momentum. So that is equal to P2 value, you can see it here in the earlier slide. P2 is equal to mv and P1 is equal to mu. So here we have to keep in this particular equation. So mv minus mu. So then next step, we have to take common m from both the terms. So m is common, so v minus u is remaining in that particular bracket because mass is remain same in both the case. Now students, for changing this momentum, it takes certain time. So that is called the rate of change of momentum. So that is denoted as rate of change of momentum is equal to m v minus u divided by t. So y divided by t means it takes certain time to increase its velocity. Now when it should be increase its velocity, when we have applied force. So we can write that the applied force F is directly proportional to the m into v minus u divided by t. Now here students, when we remove this proportional, F is directly proportional m v minus u divided by t, we have to keep certain constant. So that is equal to F is equal to k m v minus u divided by t. Students, we have removed this proportional and keep certain constant. So is equal to k. Instead of proportional, we have to remove that one and we kept it here is equal to k. So now, but we know that value v minus u divided by t, that is the value of acceleration. So instead of this last term v minus u divided by t, we have to keep here a. So our formula will become F is equal to k m and a. So that is, we have keep this value it means that instead of v minus u divided by t, we have changed it into acceleration. So our final formula will become F is equal to kma, where k is constant for proportionality. So if the value we can keep k is equal to here 1, so that it will become F is equal to ma. So this is our required equation. So that is the F is equal to ma. It's the mathematical formula of second law of motion. I hope you understand this equation. Now students, next question is that we have derived this equation F is equal to ma. So what is the SI unit of force? Now students, that you have learned already in 8th standard that force will measure in Newton, but here how we can derive that the SI unit of force. So let's understand this way, that we know that F is equal to ma. So here we have to keep the SI unit of both these quantities, mass and acceleration. So we know that the SI unit of mass is kg and SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. So we can write as, we have to multiply this both the unit. So SI unit of force is kg into meter per second square, or we can say that the SI unit of force is Newton. So Newton is equal to kg into meter per second square. We can write any one unit. These both are the same unit of force, but generally for speaking we can use that force SI unit is Newton. So in exam, if the question will come what is the SI unit of force, so you can write kg into meter per second square or Newton, any one. Now students, we have derived the equation F is equal to ma. So based on that one, let's take one example. This is our textbook example, example 9.2. So you can understand this one. This is the question: which would require a greater force, accelerating a 2 kg and mass at 5 meter per second square, or a 4 kg mass at 2 meter per second square? So which would require the force? So here students, you understand that way. Here two cases are given. So in the first case, mass and acceleration is given, and in second case also mass and acceleration is given, but in both the cases both the things are different. So we have to find out here force in the first case and force in the second case, and then we have to compare which force is greater. So let's find the solution of this one. So students, in the first case, you can see it in the left side only. Here we have mass m1. Thus for first case it is denoted with 1, and for second case it is denoted with the second one. But we have to apply here same formula, that F is equal to ma. For first case, everywhere we have written first, mass 1, acceleration 1. For second case we can write force 2, mass 2 and acceleration 2. So let's understand the answer of this question. So here we have mass 1 equal to 2 kg and acceleration is 5 meter per second square. So force 1 we have to find. So F1 equal to question mark. So here F1 means F is equal to ma. So F1 is equal to m1 a1, means in the for the first case. So mass is here 2 and 5. So 2 multiplied by 5, so that force 1 is equal to 10 Newton. So in the first case the force is required 10 Newton. And students, here in second case mass is 4 kg. So m2 equal to 4 kg. You can see in the right hand side. Acceleration a2 equal to 2 meter per second square, and we have to find the F2. So F2 equal to question mark. So we have to apply this here, that equation F is equal to ma, but we are finding for second case, so all should be written as a second. F2 equal to m2 a2. So here keep values in that one. So that is equal to 4, mass equal to 4 kg and acceleration equal to 2 meter per second square. So 4 into 2, so F2 is equal to 8 Newton. So now you can, students, you can compare here. F1 is equal to 10 Newton and F2 is equal to 8 Newton. So which answer is greater, or which force is greater? So of course F1 is greater. So what would be our answer? Which would require a greater force? So of course F1. So first case will require the greater force. So you can write this answer. This is the continue part. Thus, accelerating a 2 kg mass at 5 meter per second square would require a greater force. So this is our answer for the particular question. I hope you understand this particular sum. So at the end, I am giving you these two questions. One is this question number 1, that derive the mathematical formula of the second law of motion, that is equal to F is equal to ma. And second question, this is sum that you have to solve, which would require a greater force, that accelerating a 3 kg mass at 5 meter per second square or a 6 kg mass at 3 meter per second square. So students, you write this both the question in your physics notebook and write the particular answer in the physics notebook. I hope you understand that how to derive F is equal to ma. So students, thank you very much.